Hello there.
Hi. I sound like ass probably,
You do. But
and I'm very quiet.
yeah. Ian is on the beach right now.
Well,
So
I'm in a beach house,
well,
but yeah,
same difference.
I'm in a
Yeah.
house that's on the beach.
We've got Vacation Ian here with us. We're doing FriGay nights. However, we're not doing our usual current series, which was Fire Emblem, because, well, Ian's on vacation. So this has to be on my channel.
Yeah.
So instead, we're just going to do a little one-off of me playing Duel Links, because I kind of need some help with some stuff, and Ian is the residential Yu-Gi-Oh expert. So
I'm the residential school. Wait, no.
Also, chat, please do let me know if Ian is hard to hear. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, but I can at least try to make them a little bit louder.
Please let me know. I can't do anything about it, but I will agonize over it.
Yeah. Sabrina, thank you for the 3-month sub.
Sabrina.
Sabrina. Hello.
Yeah. I'm gonna teach you how to build decks in Duel Links.
Yeah. By the way, while I was waiting for you to get here, I just kind of like did the entire event for me to get Crocodile Jim, or whatever his name is. So I have him now.
It's Jim Crocodile.
Jim Crocodile. And thank you for the follow, Techie Mel. Mel. Techie Mel. Thank you.
Serifs.
Yeah, I's and L's just look too similar. So, there are two things that I had in mind. The first one is the fact that I'm stuck on this one mission in on stage 8 in this world, whichever one this one is called, the second one.
You mean Dark Side of Dimensions?
Yes.
Or as we call it, DSOD?
Mm-hmm. Alright, have a good sleep, and thank you for the drop by and the follow. But yeah, I cannot get past stage 8 because of this one stupid mission where it's like, use a spell or trap card 5 times in one dual world DSOD duel. And it's like, none of my decks have that many spell or trap cards, and even if they have 5, even if I dirtle against just some basic normal AI until I get to use all my spell and trap cards, I just can't do it for some reason. I'm just stuck on this mission. And I need to get past it, so I recruited Ian to help me with that. So that's
And so what I decided to do
number
was go
1.
completely overboard and get Haru to make an entire trap deck.
Yes. So, we're gonna start with that, I suppose. It has to be one of my DSOD characters, so it's gonna be either
One of these 3.
yeah. So, what is your recommendation?
Unfortunately, we can't use Odeon. Odeon is the only person who has good trap support, so just use any of them.
Oof. Well, I guess we could do... I could do Seito Kaiba, but let's use Makumba. I haven't, like... I haven't used him for anything. Makumba?
Mokuba.
Mokuba. What?
Mokuba.
Mokuba.
There's no extra M. You added an M.
My brain does that with words. It just sees a word and it's just like... There's clearly a letter
Makumba
missing
Matata.
here. Makumba
What a
Matata.
wonderful phrase.
Anyway, so
All right.
here's
it's time to
our
find-
skeleton, and by skeleton I mean there's nothing here yet.
Yeah. Time to put in every single trap monster we have available to us.
Is there a way that I can like filter that, or am I gonna have to?
No.
I guess
They're-
they're all gonna be traps. That's how I can filter it.
So the ones we're looking for are the ones that aren't Paleozoics, which means they're all continuous traps.
I see.
So that helps us search.
So here's first Monarch and Statue of Anguish pattern.
A good one.
Then looking at my other continuous traps, there's the Quantum Cat.
You could also search by special summons. So if you can also filter it, like if you go to filter and then card effects, you can filter it by special summons, which won't filter out all of the non-trap monster cards, but it will filter out some of them.
I'm just kind of clicking on the continuous traps and seeing which ones.
You could also filter by continuous trap.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
How do I
Yeah.
do that?
Hit filter.
Filter. Oh. There's a filter
Spells,
button, chat. Spells and traps. Continuous. There we go.
Yep. And then if you go down to card effect,
Card effect.
special summon.
Special summon. There we go. Okay. It's not Ancient Gear Reborn, right?
No. Door of Destiny is a trap monster, but it's not a very good one for our uses here.
Oh, okay.
You're missing a lot of trap monsters. That would be very helpful.
Yeah. Is that all the ones I can use right now?
Looks like it.
Okay. Now, you did mention the tikis are apparently
Yes.
good, and
Tiki Soul and Tiki Curse are really good.
yeah, I don't currently have them in my collection, but it does look like you can get those from packs, and I do have a bunch of gems saved up. Oh,
Alright,
we'll
do we wanna
allow
waste
that,
gems on getting the first
Automod.
deck?
And hello, Vivian. What do you say?
I said, do we want to waste gems on getting the worst deck available?
That's a good question. Do I? Yeah, Automod is, well, Pride Month is over, so it's allowed to be homophobic now. So,
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't know if I'd waste gems to get them.
that is fair. So do you think this is good enough then?
What pack are they in? No, it's not. What pack are they in?
Here, let's save this for now.
So if they're, I don't remember what pack they're in, but if they're in the same pack as the Dark Magician stuff,
Card catalog. Search. Tiki. Tiki Curse is from Blades of Spirits.
that's actually a pretty good one if I remember. Can you go look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's an SR. Fuck off. I fucking hate the links. That
Yeah.
pack is ass too. What the hell? Oh, the Fire Island guys are your fire avatars. That's why I know this pack.
Hmm.
I was like, I recognize this pack somehow. It's because it has the Fire Island stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fire avatar. I would not waste money on this pack.
And then what about the other one? Tiki Soul.
Yeah, because it's not in the same.
Tiki Soul is
Card
only
trader.
from the trader. Let's check the trader real quick. I didn't see it earlier, but it's worth another check. No, it's not here.
Okay, no, wait. You didn't check one of the things
Check one of the things.
in the card trader. Okay, go left. That one. Not that one. The one with 3 cards in it.
This one? Regular
That's the
inventory?
regular inventory.
Oh,
There it is.
I forgot this existed. Where it is? Where's what?
It's near the top. It's the second row. Oh, Embodiment of Apopus would be really good to have too, if we could get both of them. Oh, wait, no, you can only get one at a time, so we're only gonna get one of these. I think Tiki Soul is better than
Okay, there's Tiki Soul. I can't get it because I'm not stage 17 yet.
Well, shit. I guess get Embodiment of Apopus then.
Okay. Just double check, is that definitely what I want to spend it on?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you wouldn't want anything else that's in here. At least for now. Obviously, you want to get all this stuff eventually, I think.
Yeah, I forgot that
IMO.
regular inventory thing was a thing.
Yep.
What do we got?
Yeah, it's
Exchange
kind of
for
out of the way.
forbidden cards?
Yeah, those cards got banned, and so they have a way to easily exchange them for another equal value card from the same set.
Ah.
But one of them's a rare, so who gives a shit? And the other one's an SR from a pack that's worthless. So who gives a fuck?
True.
I'd rather just card in case they unban it sometime. They probably won't. They probably won't. Those 2 cards are very broken in this game.
So, now... Okay, let's go back to the deck.
I will resurrect the
Shut up.
Pharaoh.
Shut up.
But
I
he's
don't...
gonna resurrect the Pharaoh.
I do not care. I'm not used to hearing
Gonna
these people
resurrect the Pharaoh,
talk.
Haru.
Okay, here we go. Let's add in Embodiment of Apophis.
There's no... Yep, okay. So
What was there?
that's a little better because we have like half the deck as trap monsters.
Yeah.
Did you get Uriah?
No, I didn't. That one, it's like you have to... It was like you have to activate like 300 continuous traps or something. And there's no way I'm gonna do that.
300. That can't be possible.
It's either 300 or 100. But either way, it was triple digits.
God damn. Well, we're gonna get you there with this deck. Okay, now look through just continuous traps. See if there's anything else we want. Because there's some continuous traps. There's like one I'm thinking of that gains you life points for every continuous trap you have active. And in Duel Links, continuous the trap monsters don't count as like taking up a spell trap zone, like they sometimes do in TCG.
Interesting.
I just don't remember the name of the card that does it. It's a continuous trap though. Door of Destiny is like a Utopia support card, and I don't think it's really going to work for us, because, I mean, we theoretically could summon a Utopia, but it'd be very hard for the current setup we have.
Is this the one?
Oh, that's it. That's it. Grab one of it. What's the rest of it? I think add Shadow Spell. Is it a Shadow Spell, isn't it? They're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow spell.
Add Shadow Spell. Just because it's another continuous trap.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now... I guess we just want...
We're gonna want some, like... Where are we gonna want?
Clear your filters. Just hit the trash can button.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little delayed because my internet's not
Mhm.
super hot. Now search Paleozoic.
How do you spell that?
Paleo. Zoic. Just, you got it.
I have none.
Okay, click the little card button there next to the button that has a down arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure we did spell it right. So, yeah, you don't have any of them. These are also
Paleozoic
trap
Canada.
monsters. Canada, but yeah.
By the way, happy Canada Day, everyone. Or
Happy Canadian Day,
belated,
everyone.
I guess.
By the way, all these creatures are actual real creatures that existed. They just made art of them and made them into Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They even have the same names still.
Ah.
But yeah, these guys are trap monsters that work in a different way because they're not treated as trap cards on the field. And they summon
Interesting.
from the graveyard instead of from the trap zone. But they still would have been nice to have because they're very good trap cards.
Hmm.
I guess Karma Cut would be a good one to put in.
True.
If you have FriGay Key Break, that's another one.
What was the other one?
FriGay Key Break.
How do you spell that?
R-A-I-G-E-K-I.
R-A-I.
No, we do not have it.
Nope.
Divine Providence. Do we have that?
Divine.
I could already see by the fact that there's no traps that you do not have it.
Mm-hmm. I just want to see what the card was.
Oh,
I
actually, I think
don't
it's
have.
the one that's the Divine Wrath there, not Divine Providence.
Ah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's the one.
Well.
Okay, well now add 2 Whitestone of Ancients.
White.
If you have them. White!
These ones.
Yeah. Add 1 Cards of Consonance.
Cards of consonants.
Add 2 Sage.
These guys.
Yeah, Sage with Eyes of Blue. And add 2 blue eyes.
The best card ever made. Here we go. 1, 2.
Alright. And now add 1 of the Spirit Dragon of White. Alright, that's 20 cards.
Awesome. Now, I guess I can
now-
take a skill. We're never gonna use that, but it's better than having no skill.
Sure. I guess. Alright, now hit the auto build deck. Click add rest of the cards to this deck automatically.
What does that do?
It'll add or it'll build an extra deck for us.
Ah, I didn't know that existed.
Yep. Okay, so it's giving us Twin Burst, Spirit, and Azure. That's fine. That's all we need, I guess.
Mhm.
Alright, this is a new deck. This is nowhere near the one that I built to test, but it'll have to do.
We're gonna name this
So
deck It's a Trap.
The theory behind this deck. The theory behind this deck is Statue of Apopus. Or not
Mhm.
Statue of Apopus, Statue of Anguish Pattern, I mean. Statue of Anguish Pattern is a crazy card in a limited format that has no once per turn on its effect.
Ooh.
So if a trap monster is summoned, it gets to pop as many times as it happens.
Nice. Well, shall we take it for a spin?
Yep. We should be able to
Uh,
get this mission of yours done very quickly.
do you think I can take on a legendary duelist with this deck?
Maybe. I don't know. Depends on what they're playing.
Let's take on Yugi. He's level 10, so yes, we can.
Oh. Oh yeah, no. I thought you meant the guy with the red hat.
Oh, yeah, what's his name? The Vagabond?
Red.
The Vagrant?
It's red. It's red from Pokemon.
I need you to help me with my plans.
Here I go, Moke.
Duel!
Bakumba.
My turn!
Okay.
Here I go, Mokumba Matata.
So. Can I just, like, set all these then?
I
Set,
set
Guess
a
we set them all.
card.
Set.
I set a card.
set.
It's
I'll
not a
set
great
a
hand,
card.
but Quantum Cat should block
guess
anything that
that's
Yugi
about
has
it.
to offer because
I
he's playing
end
the
my
ass deck.
turn.
My turn. I draw. Come out. I summon a monster.
Summon that monster. Oh, how am I ever gonna get past it? Okay. Should I just wait?
Yeah, just wait for them to go to battle.
From my hand, I activate my spell.
See?
I'm setting a card. Battle.
Gotta wait for them
Okay.
to activate all their spell cards
I
first.
attack you directly.
Alright,
Alright, now
activate.
just summon the cat in defense
Yeah.
position.
I'll flip over my set card. I activate a continuous trap.
Okay, does it matter?
No,
We're gonna call this Divine then.
it's an Egyptian god.
And, it's a plant.
Divine plant.
Oh yeah! I special summon a monster.
Is it worth it for me to activate any of these yet?
Nah.
That ends my turn.
My turn.
Scaredy cat.
I draw.
See, this is why we waited. Karma cut now.
Use Karma Cut?
Nah, actually. Just just wait.
yeah.
You can't do anything. Wait until he plays
I'm
something
ending
worth
my
karma
turn.
cutting.
Mm-hmm.
My turn.
So,
I draw.
never.
Come out.
Yeah, well,
I
he might
summon a
tribute
monster.
summon a monster.
Hmm.
From my hand, I activate my spell.
Oh.
Stop defense. Huh.
Battle. You can do this. Attack.
Karma cut now?
I guess we karma cut? Yeah.
Hold up.
Just to stop some of the
I'll
damage.
flip over my set card.
Hold up.
I activate a trap.
I guess we'll discard this.
Yeah, of course.
And
You can do
there
this.
we go.
Attack.
Is it worth me activating this now? Because we're gonna lose the only continuous trap we have right now.
Yeah. I guess go ahead and do it. I feel like this duel is
That
gonna
won't
last a
work.
bit longer.
Yeah.
I'll flip over my set
That
card.
won't work.
Denny!
Continuous trap.
Thank you for the follow.
Ugh,
It's your
Not
boy
bad.
Denny.
It is. Welcome.
that won't work.
That won't
Activate
work.
My monster's effect.
That won't work.
White.
Up here.
Up here.
Dragon Spirit of White's effect activates.
He has special dialogue for the Dragon Spirit of White.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to.
But I want to.
That ends my
No.
turn.
My
Save
turn.
it.
I draw.
It's a quick effect. You have to save it until they do something that warrants using it.
Okay, what is this one? Activate this card by targeting one face-up monster your opponent controls. Okay.
I set a card.
Now,
We've
I
used 3 traps now.
could attack, or I could just hold back.
Probably hold back.
I'm ending my turn.
It's my turn. I
That way
draw.
we can activate Shadow Spell.
Up here. I summon a monster.
Here.
Mushroom Man.
Shadow Spell him. He's too strong.
Just do it.
I don't know. Do whatever you want. We were literally
Hold up.
playing against
Check out my
like,
set card.
nothing.
I activate a continuous trap.
Dog, check out my set card.
This is basically just gold
That ends my
fishing.
turn.
It's my
Yeah.
turn. I draw.
The first monarch.
I'll set a card.
That's our fifth trap. So we can go ahead and start attacking now.
Let's battle. Dragon
Boop
Spirit
the
of
mushroom.
White attacks.
No more mushroom.
The card is too powerful.
No more Mr.
I guess
Mushman.
that's about it. I end my turn.
My turn. I draw. Here it comes. I summon a monster.
Another one.
Alright, activate.
Hold up. I'll flip over my set card.
Hold up.
I activate a continuous trap. I special summon a monster.
Effect. You can discard one card, then declare an attribute. This card becomes that attribute and can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster with the same attribute. Probably no.
That ends my
No.
turn.
It's my
Now, if you
turn.
had another card in hand, just
I
like you waited
draw.
for next turn, actually, you could have discarded Embodiment of Apophis and used it.
I'll
used,
set a card.
The Monarch to tribute summon Blue Eyes.
Imagine tributing summoning a blue eyes white dragon. Can we just
Yeah,
kill
that's
now?
That's what the Monarch cards are supposed to do, is make it easier to tribute summon, because the Monarchs themselves are big tribute summon guys.
Mm-hmm.
that you have to tribute summon to activate their effects.
We should just be able to
let's
kill
battle.
now.
Yeah.
I attack you with my monster.
Get attacked.
My monster attacks.
He's not even dead.
I end my turn. Now what'll you do?
Body bit of a
My
Apophis will fix
turn.
that.
I draw. I'll do this. I summon a monster. Battle. Go. My monster
Summon
attacks.
Torbjorn.
How dare.
Ugh. Not bad.
I mean, pretty
I
bad.
end my turn.
Yeah. My turn.
Alright, I just
I
make
draw.
a body bit of Apophis. Hey, look. It's another one.
This one's sparkly. Special summon it as a thingy. Let's do
I'll
it.
flip over my set card. I activate a continuous trap. Oh yeah. I special summon a monster.
Now see, Uriah, if you had this, is a sacred beast,
I set a
and it
card.
requires 3 continuous traps as tribute to summon it.
Ah.
So if we had Uriah, this deck could really be popping off.
Attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's not over.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
now you can activate
Go.
this Dragon Spirit of White
I
effect.
attack
Or
you
not. Oh wait, you
directly.
can't, because he doesn't have a monster anymore.
Ah! We did it.
You did great.
We killed
I
Yugi.
lose.
Sorry, Yugi, but I'm not the same old kid anymore.
Not canon, not canon, not canon. Uncanonical.
Okay.
So we've successfully helped you clear that one mission by building you the worst trap deck ever received by man or machine.
And I got a magma dragon for my trouble.
Awful card. They really didn't know what to do with Mokuba for like cards to get. It's like, what does Mokuba play? I don't know. Maybe Thunder Dragons.
I got some
Who knows what
thingies.
Mokuba plays?
Sorry, Mokuba. I know you want to help Kaiba, but I can't do the impossible.
The impossible is bring back the Pharaoh.
Come on, come on. Yes.
We've done it.
Talk Spoopy Tome, thank you for the raid. Hello.
Wait. That's fun. It's like talk spooky to me, but it also looks like Tome. That's fun. That's a fun one.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, to me. I see it, I see it.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay. Well, I've now progressed to stage 9. I'm no longer stuck on that stage. Thanks to this trap deck.
Thanks to Statue of Anguish pattern.
Mm-hmm. Now what do I have to do? 4 legendary duelists. Achieve 2 wins with 2,000 or less life points left using Mokuba. Achieve 1 win using only dragon type monsters using Kaiba.
Easy.
And 10 duels. Awesome. Now the second thing that I recruited you for.
My name is Sarah. Let's create a new world together.
I'm a terrible voice actress.
Yes, she is. I haven't even heard her voice actress. Goddamn. Okay.
Yeah, Sarah's one of the worst.
So here is my amazingly powerful Dark Magician deck that cannot lose any games. How do I make this better?
First of all, get rid of all the bad cards. So all of them. Okay. This is gonna be a tricky one. So Dark Magician as a deck is bad, but annoying. So it has good cards.
Presumably we want Dark Magicians.
Yeah, you're gonna want. Ooh. Hello.
Hello?
God damn it! I hate this microphone. Am I coming through okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and you are now too. Okay, so you're gonna want 3 Dark Magician for sure.
There we go.
Magician's Navigation.
Is that one
Trap card.
here? There it is.
Rod for sure.
The rod. There it is.
Probably a robe. You have the spirit one. I guess you don't. So I'm not seeing it here. Can you press the little funny button to show everything?
The
Card one.
funny. Oh, yes.
Okay, we're missing a lot. Oh god, we're missing a lot. Oh fuck, we're missing a lot. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh. Get out of here.
Ian has had a revelation.
We're going to the shop.
Go to the shop. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to build a Dark Magician deck, you're missing a lot of key pieces.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Shop, 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 shop. This one?
Yeah. Go to decks.
Deckity-doos.
Because there's a Dark Magician structure deck that you are missing.
Ah. Is it Magician's Arc?
No. That's the Pendulum Magician.
Ah.
There's a lot of Magician archetypes. Is it Masters of Chaos?
I
think
have
it might
no
be
idea.
Masters of Chaos.
Masters of Chaos.
Yep, that's the one. What does it have in there? God, just a lot of nothing except for the one card that would really help the deck. Because
Polymerization.
yeah, it's the alternate art.
Mm-hmm. So, is this the one I need?
Well, like I said, the only thing in here we actually want is Dark Cavalry. Which is a really good card, though, is the thing. I just don't think you have the cards in general to play it, though. Because you're missing... Like, go back to your pool again. To the deck build, and show us all the Dark Magician cards you have again. And hit the button. So yeah, like there's so many cards here. that you would really want. You don't have Dark Magical Circle. You don't have Apprentice Illusion Magician would probably be good. You don't have Dark Cavalry, and we'd have to spend 1,000 gems just to get that one Dark Cavalry. We don't have Eye of Timaeus. We don't have Dark Magical Curtain. We don't have Dark Magic Attack. I don't think we do. We don't have Illusion Magic, or whatever that one's called. And we don't have the Dark Magician Spirit thing. And we don't have the Ixies either. We don't have the Ebon Illusion Magician. I'm sorry to say this, Hart. I don't think you can play this deck.
What about what I had before?
That was really bad.
Well, goodbye, Dark Magician Dreams.
Yeah, I just don't think it's playable with your current card pool.
For everyone in chat, the reason why I was wondering about building Dark Magician is because with those like tickets that you get in Duel Links to trade for cards, but they only trade for cards in a very specific card pool, I needed to use them on something, otherwise I'd lose them, so I just kind of searched Dark Magician and grabbed whatever was there. Because I couldn't get cards that I actually wanted.
Palladium Oracle Mahad, that's another one. You want like exactly one of that card, because when you draw it, it's crazy. When you draw it for start of the game, it's nothing. Now we could try Quintet Magician Turbo, maybe, depending on what you have.
Quintet Magician Turbo.
I will carry on the will of Master Shin.
Shut up.
What the fuck up? Type Magician Girl. Oh. This is not going to work. No, you don't have any.
Morphing one's Starry Eye, but I have no idea which one is the Starry Eye, so I'm just gonna hit all the buttons until we get there. There it is!
I got it.
Yeah, I may... Heroes might be a deck that I also want to build at some point. I'm still...
You don't have the cards per hero.
Yeah, I'm still
Heroes
working
expensive.
on building... Like, there's still a couple more cards I still need to do to finish off my Blue Eyes deck. And then I want to maybe build Harpies at some point. And then I'm also trying to work on Aeromage. Acquiring cards in this game is so slow.
Yeah, Aeromage is easy, but it takes a while to do.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually how Aeromage plays, too.
Hello, Jeremy.
They're going good. I'm on a crappy little headset, my usual setup, but other than that...
What?
He's got nerfed hard, but they're
Bound.
still good. They're still fucking good.
Yeah. What about this Black Rose Dragon deck? Because I've been having fun with it, and is there a way to make, like, using this template to just make it slightly better?
Yeah, it's called buying the structure deck 2 more times. Real money.
But then, what do I do with that?
You double up on a lot of the cards that you have, particularly Rox Rose and White Rose. I believe is the two that are really good here. Unfortunately, we don't have Red Rose Dragon in Duel Links yet, which is like a really important part of it. But yeah. There's like some cards. If you look up Rose, in the like card list, there's like a couple of Rose cards that aren't in the structured deck that work pretty well. So we could get rid of stuff like Giga Plant, which is just a giant brick, and replace it with like Rose Warrior. If we can find Rose Warrior, looks like we don't have it. So
Rose.
It looks like the only roses you have are from the structure deck.
Yeah. I do not have Red Eyes.
Red Eye's deck is really easy to make. All you have to do is buy the structure deck and then slam a bunch of crappy cards together.
Well, is there any deck in particular that you think I should be able to get fairly easily that we should work on?
No. That's the unfortunate thing about Duel Links is that right now it's not easy to build any deck.
Yeah.
That's good anyways. There's plenty of bad decks that are very easy to build, like Red Eyes. But Red Eyes will only get you so far. It'll do well in the lower ranks, because a lot of people don't know how to out Red Eyes / Dragon, or the new Red Eyes Fusion. But the new Red Eyes Fusion is going to be hard to get, because it's going to be pulled. It's not in any of the structure decks.
Oof.
The, what is it, Red Eyes Meteor Dragon, I believe is the one that is really powerful.
Oh, I gave T the Rose deck as well. Why did I do that? Oh, it's because I gave it to her first, and then I gave it to Jaden because I needed Jaden to do the event so I could get Jim, but I didn't have a deck for Jaden, so I just copied over the Rose Dragon deck so I could give that a test run. That's what happened.
Just build Fossil Warriors, clearly. Just build Fossil.
I mean, here's what we got over here.
Love it. This is a perfect deck right here.
Do you think I can take this into ranked?
Oh yeah, definitely. just add an Earthbound Immortal. Actually, that's all you need.
No one really knows how to deal with Drooling Lizard. Mostly because they see you play it and they're like, "Why are you running this card?"
Am I being pranked?
And then their brain starts worrying for what are all the possible combos that you could be running this one card with, and they can't think of anything, and then they concede.
God. Yeah, that's the big problem with Duel Links, is that building a deck is nigh impossible. Building a new one, I mean.
Yeah.
Once you pick a deck at the start of the game, it's really hard to get a new one.
Like, that's just your deck for the rest of
That's your deck.
The game.
Like, I built a Harpies deck. I'm glad I did, because it's all I've got. I build other things, but like, by the time I get all the cards I need to build the next deck, it's already out of the meta. And it's been like nerfed and shit. But Harpies is impossible to nerf enough, apparently. It's always going to be there, around the edge of tiered. Right on the edge.
Well, since there's not much deck building we could do, let's play some more games, I guess. we could show off the other decks we've got.
My name is Sarah.
Shut up.
Let's create a new world together.
Let's start
Just wait, Pharaoh.
with my good old Blue Eyes, and we're gonna take this into ranked because I do need to grind up ranked a little bit. So, chat, this is my pet deck. It's Blue Eyes White Dragon. Apparently, a lot of people hate it. Apparently, it's a meme.
Yeah, it is. But you know what's also a meme? Photon. That's what you're going up against right now.
Rise up. I will destroy. Witness this duel.
Well, this is
My
a
turn.
fair hand. It gives me exactly what I
Show
want.
yourself.
Not exactly,
summon a
but
monster.
I'm going to teach you the elite strats
I
here of
activate my
identifying what your
monster's
opponent is
effect.
playing based on what character they're playing.
oh,
So if you see this guy, Kite Tenjo,
The
they're
light
playing
from-
photons.
mm-hmm.
If you see Kaiba, they're playing Blue Eyes. Unless it's old Kaiba, in which case they might be playing Black Wings.
Mm-hmm.
I activate my monster's effect.
Alright, well I now have 2 Blue Eyes as of turn 1, so I don't know how they're gonna beat this.
It's the Kaiba special.
Mm-hmm.
I end my turn. My turn.
Also, Kite
I
has a
draw.
terrible voice actor.
True.
Listen to this shit.
Appear, Galaxy Dragon.
God.
Let's battle. Attack, Galaxy Dragon.
What?
I end my turn.
What?
Here I go.
Good turn, buddy.
My turn.
It can only attack Dragon-type monsters. If it battles a Dragon-type monster, this card gains 1000 attack. Huh.
I draw.
Why could it only attack dragons? Oh, we win.
Why
Summon
is
the
he
Soul, we win.
main decking that? Why is he running that
I
card?
activate my monster's
Why would you
effect.
deck it? Period.
Like, why?
He's
I
tired of Blue
guess
Eyes, I
he's
guess.
run against Blue Eyes White Dragon one too many times, and he's like, nope, I'm done.
The souls of my
There are better cards to play against Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Anyway,
fly
we've done
in.
it.
The best
Assault
counter
Fiber.
to a Blue Eyes deck is like stuff that vanishes.
You'll see how much
You get rid of the
stronger
Blue
I
Eyes,
am
you get
than
rid of
you.
everything.
Unleash your rage, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Blue Lightning. It's not over. There's nowhere left to run. Get out of my sight. I attack you.
Three.
and that is why Blue Eyes is the best deck in the game.
Final duel. I'm done with you.
This is the worst Galaxy Photon deck I've seen in my entire life. You gotta check the deck. You gotta check the deck. Please check that deck.
How do I do that?
You have to get to the part where it lets you check the deck first. You gotta go through all this bullshit first.
Yeah.
Doodle-doo. Oh my god.
There's so much stuff. Okay, here we go. Just
You can click on their deck, yeah. What the fuck is this? They're playing 2 of it.
yet there's Galaxy Dragon, the card that is only good against my deck.
Yeah, it doesn't do any. And it's a Galaxy name, so that helps. I feel like that's, and it's a fucking 24 card deck too. I love role players, man. I fucking love role players. That's Freelo, baby. That's what we call Freelo.
That is easy rank up. Alright, let me collect my reward.
Playing Duel Links at the same time. I'm using the trap deck that I made to try to get you a trap deck. I just having it run off on the side here. Just like do auto duels. Yeah, it looks like it was almost gonna summon Uriah.
Let me get all my stuff. I've got so many gems.
I hope they bring some of the Sacred Beast support into Duel Links.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it would be very funny if the Sacred Beasts were meta.
Yeah. I will take your word for it.
The Sacred Beasts, so Sacred Beasts are like a really powerful, in the anime they're really powerful. And they're like this big boss thing at the end of season 1 of GX. And they're like retrains of the Egyptian gods,
Just wait,
kinda.
Pharaoh.
But they're really bad in TCG. Like, they're just awful. But like last year, or was it? No, it was 2020. In 2020, they got a really pushed starter deck or structure deck that gave a lot of really powerful cards to the archetype. And if those cards were brought to Duel Links, Sacred Beast would be meta competitive.
Wow.
Yeah, because Duel Links is just on such a lower power level.
Okay, so that is showing off my blue eyes. I guess.
It's actually like something where I'm really surprised they brought Ready Rose Dragon into the game. Like, Ready Rose Dragon seems so powerful compared to the other Duel Links stuff, but I guess it's hard to get out. So.
I guess next I can show off my Noble Knights deck, which I actually haven't touched in a while.
That's fair.
This is actually like, so for those who are unfamiliar, I scraped together a Noble Knights deck because I collected a bunch of cards just as I was pulling cards for Blue Eyes, and I'm like, okay, how do I make this better? And then it's like, well, there's actually a structure deck for it. And so I got the structure deck because someone actually tipped me the money to get the structure deck on my birthday. And then I just kind of used the cards that came from that structure deck and reconstructed my old cobbled together deck to make this deck. So this is like the most effort I've put into actually making a deck from scratch.
If someone wants to tip Haru the money to get the Red Eyes structure deck, we can build Red Eyes.
True. Yeah. Like, if anyone gives me any money and specifically tells me what to use it on, I will do so. But for now, we are going to do this. We're just going to show off my Noble Knights deck. Who do we want to duel against? Let's go for you guys, I guess. A legendary duel. It's a mirror match.
No. They're probably, so because they're playing,
I'm feeling
this
the
asshole.
flow. I'm Neptune.
Yuma,
Here
they're
goes.
probably going to be
My turn.
playing, oh wait, no, they have one card in the action deck. Never mind. You
They're
can't
just
assume anything
they're
about
just
this card.
level 10. Okay. It's been a while since I played this deck. I have to remind myself how to do it.
They're
Merlin.
just
Here
playing
I
random
go.
bullshit.
I summon a monster.
And then
I activate my monster's effect.
activate you. What do I want to get? I don't currently have any noble arms in my hand, so probably just like
I think your arms are very noble, Haru.
Sure, I'll just take this. It doesn't matter.
Here
They're
I
not gonna
go.
have anything against
I
me.
special summon a monster.
They cannot
that's not-
overpower this
I end
1800
my
card.
What should
Not
our...
My
necessarily
turn.
true.
I draw.
Careful, Yuma. They summoned an 1800 attack monster.
Here I go. I summon a monster.
What?
I activate my monster's effect.
What?
Here I go.
What?
I special summon a monster.
What
I
is
activate my
going
monster's effect.
Go, Yuma!
Yeah!
Go, Yuba.
I special summon a monster.
Looks like they're comboing off.
I end my
They
turn.
are.
My turn.
To nothing.
No, it's my turn.
Thank you for the hydrate, Jeremy.
I draw.
There's a Noble Arms card. Okay, what now?
When the nobles are arms.
What we're gonna do
I'll play this.
is Noble Knights
I
Brothers.
summon a monster. I activate my monster's effect.
Noble Knights, brothers.
No, I don't want to change that. Let me just get you out.
I'll play this. I special summon a monster.
There we go. Okay, what's this one? Oh, is it the one that just lets me synchro summon at instant speed? During either his player turn, you can banish it immediately after synchro summon one Noble Knight using monsters you control.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I was just looking at the new pack. They added one of the cards from the fucking Sacred Beast structure deck in here. I was just talking about this. What the fuck?
Okay, so
Oh, they've added several actually. But none of the good ones.
I'm just gonna summon
No, that's not fair. They added one of the good ones.
Arthur. And which one do I want to get rid of? I guess this one.
Here I go. I exceed summon a monster.
I Zik summon Arthur.
The new pack is actually really sick.
From my hand, I
If you want to
activate an
start
equip
just pulling
spell.
this new pack, there's 2 archetypes in here that I think might actually be
Battle.
good. And like I think everything is in here basically that you need to play them.
Go.
Interesting.
Attack.
Super quants
Ow.
and
Yuma!
war rocks.
Take this.
War rocks
My
are
monster
funny to me
attacks.
because war rocks were a card or an archetype
Get
rather,
up, Yuma!
that was super hyped up for some
I
reason
end my
by
turn.
Konami.
You are
Mhm.
doing fine so
Like,
far.
as soon as it was announced,
You
everyone
have
knew it was
not
going
lost
to be
yet,
ass.
Yuma. So do me a favor and duel.
And this was last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. It's my turn. I draw.
Literally last year, they were like trying to hype up these war rocks, and like they're bad
Let's
for like a
go.
long time ago.
I summon a monster.
But they might be good in Duel Links because their field
No
spell
matter
is
how
really
bad
cracked.
it gets,
Mhm.
I never give up. I end my turn.
Well
But
said,
I know
Yuma.
super quants would be
But
good
you
here.
are still in quite the predicament. You have the winning
So if
formula
you
in
can-
hand.
I draw.
Get all the stuff for super quants. That would be pretty good.
Let's go. I summon a monster.
Oh, there's also Fossil Warriors. The
Uh-huh.
fossil stuff is in here,
And now,
and the Sacred Beast stuff is in here too.
Here I go. I synchro summon a monster.
this guy who is this Lancelot?
Yeah.
I activate my
He's
monster's
got a
effect.
funky name.
It's an extremely Celtic version, or not Celtic, Welsh, I mean.
Mhm.
Extremely Welsh version of Lancelot.
Let's take this one. And now kill.
End this duel,
Murder this
Yuma.
acorn.
Sure thing.
New pack has some
Get
good
set
generics
to
in it
get
too.
decked.
Hmm.
Attack.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go. It has eccentric
Why
archfiend,
did
which
you
is
not
like a really
execute
good
the
generic
moves I
pendulum.
suggested?
See that?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Get some rewards. Get excavating. There's so much stuff that happens after each game.
Yep. It's a lot.
So, that was Noble Knights. Now... I guess... Is that the only decks that I have that I care about? It's really just Blue Eyes and Noble Knights. And the Ruddy Rose Dragon structure deck.
I wonder if fucking War Rocks were actually made for Duel Links.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wondering hard about like some of the really awful cards that Konami has been printing recently. It's like, are they starting to print cards exclusively for like that are made exclusively to be put into Duel Links?
Well, let's do... Since we're playing as... what's this kid's name? Jaden. Since we're playing as Jaden... might as well fight Jim now.
Might as well jump.
So, what I found with the Rose Dragon deck against this legendary duelist, I can pretty consistently win against him when he's level 20. It's about 50-50 if I can win against him against level 30, and I've not even tried going against him at level 40.
Okay, that's a sign that your deck is bad.
Well, it is just a structure deck straight out of the box without making any changes.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Ruddy Rose structure deck kind of needs multiple copies to be good. IMO.
Well... Wheel. I wonder...
Wonder.
So... Where was it? Decks... There it is. So I could... Like... I was kind of already planning on getting this deck at least one more time for the just like discounted price. Not sure how much I care to buy it twice though. Like buy it the third time, I mean. Do you think you could help me make it better? It wouldn't be perfect, but just a little bit better if I went ahead and got the second copy of the deck.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something we can do.
Then let's do that.
I've been considering doing this as well because I think the Rose Dragons are such a cool aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like little combos.
I guess I will just hit the minimum amount. Hopefully none of you are seeing this. No, I don't... PayPal. Although PayPal's been kind of weird.
I don't think they are either.
Good. PayPal's been kind of weird lately.
MBT. Yeah.
On Steam. Like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Not sure why.
Yeah, MBT buys stuff from Duel Links on stream, so and that doesn't show the information, so I think it should be fine.
Alright, come on. Just make the payment. Just do the thing. It's just $5. I'm not gonna miss it.
$5 reduce.
Didgeridoos.
No, that's Jim. that's Jim.
Go ahead and make that purchase. There we go. I've got a second copy now.
Yay.
Now, I don't want to copy the cards. Let's go. Ooh, I got a thingy. What's the thingy that I got?
Stuff.
I didn't get a thingy. Okay,
Stuff.
come on,
Want a
Jaden.
duel? Let's get our game on.
Deck. Okay. Now, how do I make this deck better?
Well, first off, we're gonna want to add another Rocks Rose for sure.
Rocks Rose, which is that one? This one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably another White Rose.
That is one of these cards. This one.
Probably gonna get rid of a Giga Plant. Giga Plant bad.
Where is that?
It's the first card in your list.
Ah.
What are the traps? Those trap cards there?
Plant food chain.
Get rid of that. That's not good.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my experience, like, it seems decent because it's a card that cares if it gets destroyed, so you get benefit when you activate the Black Rose Dragon. But I have yet to have an instance where I actually destroy it with the effect instead of it just like going to my graveyard because I used one of the things it was attached to as material.
Monster Reborn?
Monster Reborn.
I think you'll have that.
I definitely do.
Once they give. Yeah.
I guess I should be more specific than just monster. There we go, Monster Reborn.
There we go. Add another one of the Ready Rose Witch.
Ruddy Rose Witch. Not that one. This one.
Yeah.
This one is very cute, by the way.
Add another Basil Rose shoot.
Jasper! Jasper! Thank you for the raid. Which one?
Basil Rose shoot.
This
the
one.
Spell card.
Yeah.
Do you have Spore?
Spore?
Spore.
This... That is not... No, I don't. Oh my god, it's adorable! Yeah, I don't.
That would be very nice to have. But,
And it's Sune! Hello!
Get rid of the Fallen Angel of Rose or whatever.
1 1 second. Just gonna shout out Jasper.
Okay.
There we go. Hello. Ah, you were doing an art stream? Nice. Hope that went well. Alright, get rid of Fallen Angel of Roses. Is that the one that you want me to get rid of?
Correct.
I'm gonna miss it. I like that card.
Dingus.
It's a level 7 monster that can get on turn 1 by special summoning it, and like...
Yeah, but it's also a brick.
True.
What is that one next to Carrot Fighter? Carrot Weight Champion?
This one, Seed of Flame?
Get rid of it.
Both?
Yep. What's the one next to Blue Rose Dragon?
That's Naturia Rose Whip.
Get rid of it.
But it's a tuner and a plant.
Yeah, it sucks.
But how am I gonna get out my Black Rose Dragon?
I'll tell you how. Anything else? Do you have Psychic Wielder?
That's how you spell psychic, right? Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. That would have been helpful, but okay. Do you have Forbidden Lance?
I believe so. Yes, that was one of the few cards I was able to acquire when I was trying to build Harpies.
Okay, we'll grab that. Do you have Mystical Space Typhoon? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Nope. Do you have Treacherous Trapple?
How do you spell treacherous?
With the EA.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
I do not.
Okay. Enemy Controller?
That one I definitely have.
Okay. Only one though. Okay. I guess put Karma Cut in. Now we need one more thing.
Mm-hmm. Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Actually, no. Do you have World Legacy Clash? No. Do you have Power of the Guardian? That's not a good card, but it might be funny. Yeah, you do have it. Say equip spell right there. Sure, fuck it, put it in. Alright, extra deck time.
Yeah.
Get rid of that 6-star synchro. Add another Black Rose Dragon. You have Cyber Slash Harpy Lady?
Probably not.
It's 2 words.
No.
Okay. Do you have Odd Eye's Meteor Burst Dragon? No. Do you have Samurai Destroyer? No. Huh. Okay. Do you have Psyframe Lord Omega?
How do you spell that?
Just write Omega.
Do you just want to see like all the synchro cards I have?
Zeta. Sorry, Zeta.
Oh. Wait.
No, I don't really want to see all the synchro cards you have. There's a lot of them that are not anything. It's a rare and you don't have it. Awesome. I fucking love Duel Links. Okay, just put another Ready Roast Dragon in. There's no way you have a Coral Dragon. I'm not gonna ask about that. I don't know if there's anything else worth putting in here. Maybe Squire Saga? Do you have Squire Saga?
Did I spell it right? Squire Saga?
Yeah.
Is it
Right
all...
there. One word.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, don't have it. Yeah. I guess if you have like a good rank 4, what are your rank 4s? I don't know if you're gonna get 2 4s out at the same time, but might as well check.
Monsters... Level 4?
Rank 4.
Oh.
Ixies only.
And...
It's right. It's level rank. Ixies and then level rank 4. Now you're gonna have to clear your search.
Oh, right, because the word. Okay.
Now you're gonna have to reset the filter. Oh my god. I guess Kachi Kochi Dragon? What's the Pegasus one? That was awful, but I guess put it in.
Okay.
Sure. You're mostly just going to be going into the Rose Dragons, I guess.
Also, I have a better skill.
I think Destiny Draw Monster Reborn is actually the best one in here for you. Since we are playing the card.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Let's go. The deck is now better. Do you think we can take on level 40 Jim?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Let's try
it's
it.
certainly a lot better than what you were playing.
Also, I'm realizing I forgot to set up Nightbot to give you shoutouts. But pretty sure most people here already know who you
All
are.
right, get your game on, Jaden. Let's have a great duel, mate. Duel. My turn. I'm gonna set a monster. I end my turn. You're up. Oh yeah! It's my turn.
Oh yeah.
I draw.
It's my turn.
Okay.
See what I mean about how if you're losing level 40, you have a bad day.
I don't see what you mean. At least not yet.
They just set one card and passed.
Well, I don't know if I
Instead of
would
mustard.
have lost to level 40. I was just too afraid to try it because I was winning like 50-50 against level 30. Let's see. So, how do I do these? It's Rock Rose. Probably.
I'm counting on you, buddy. I summon a monster in attack position. My monster's effect activates.
I don't want to chain that. I guess.
Like, you could either get could you get the is White Rose Dragon an option as well? I don't
No.
remember if White Rose Dragon. No, it's not. Okay, so I guess it's just Ready Rose Witch because we already have Basil Shoot in hand.
And then special summon one Rose Dragon. So I could,
Yeah,
if I wanted
you
to.
could go into Black Rose.
Yeah.
From my
I
hand,
don't know if that's-
I activate a quick play spell. I'm counting on you, buddy. I special summon a monster.
Alright, special mum and a mum.
There you
Here I
go.
go. I synchro
Rose.
summon a monster.
Now, probably not worth it to activate.
Time to
I'm
battle.
just gonna battle.
Oh, you're going down. My monster
Down,
attacks.
buddy. Oh no.
My turn's done.
Probably should have set
My
enemy
turn.
controller.
I draw.
Can I not play it if
I
it's
activate my
in my
spell
hand?
card. Fossil
You
fusion.
have to set it.
I dig up my monster
okay.
and yours
You
and
can only
combine them
activate it at a
together.
quick speed from your hand when it's your turn.
I fusion summon a
Oh,
monster.
okay.
Yeah, see,
Rising.
we're gonna lose Black Rose here.
Mm-hmm.
Flint Kragger.
Flint Kragger
Flint
sounds like a
Kragger's
slur.
effect will knock some sense into you. But let's battle.
Flint Cracker is gonna get me
Attack,
banned on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I end my turn.
Oh boy.
Here I go. My turn. I draw.
Okay, I've got White Rose Dragon
It's the
now.
time. If you normal summon White Rose, you can summon Black Rose from the grave.
Here I go.
Mhm.
I summon a monster in attack position.
I think, yeah.
My monster's effect activates.
Exclude it.
Let's just do that.
Yeah. And then we can make Ready
Here
Rose.
I go.
Easy.
I special summon
Uh-huh.
a monster.
No, we can't.
What? Oh. God damn it.
4, not 3.
White Rose. Well, White Rose isn't a tuner. I thought it was a level 3 tuner like Rox Rose is. Is
Well,
Rox Rose is our only way to make Ready Rose then?
yeah, that's what I
We need Red
was
Rose.
wondering. Target one,
I mean, at least we got a big bunkus.
create one monster, then
Yeah, we can use enemy controller to tribute White Rose
From
to
my
grab
hand, I activate a
fossil
quick play
dude,
spell.
and then we can just go for game.
mm-hmm.
Time to battle.
Estlin, thank you for the raid. I hope I said your name right.
Direct attack. Ah! You haven't beat me yet.
Yeah, I had to attack you a second
Hero
time.
always wins in the end. Direct attack.
There we go.
Yeah!
Ah, you're playing Master Duel.
Congratulations.
Oh,
We've done it. And thank you for the follow, Godter. Godtet, yes. I got a lot of stuff.
What's that?
Hell yeah. Archaeology. And there you have it. We now have a better version of our deck.
It's significantly better.
Was there any changes you think we should make to it? Like after seeing that game?
want a duel? Let's get our game on.
I don't know, because there's not really any... Because, like, obviously we have an issue of not having enough level 3 tuners, but there's really no other tuners we want to have in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would just suck. And, like, why is Witch a fucking 4?
Yeah. Like, we've got Rocks Rose, which is a 3. Ruddy Rose is a 1, and Witch is a 4. Those are our tuners.
Yeah. I guess we just don't make Ready Rose. Simple as.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. I literally don't know how we were supposed to make Ready Rose.
Mm-hmm. What if... like, we could have Splendid Rose in here? And use Splendid Rose as material using a level 4 tuner.
How are we making Splendid Rose?
Well, we use Rocks Rose and nothing else.
Yeah.
And we don't have any level 5s for Ruddy Rose.
See, this is why we need Spore. We need that little freak. Because Spore can get us our guys back. Also, Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn lets us make Ready Rose. If we had Psychic Wielder, that would be good, because that's a tuner, that's a level 3 that can just summon itself when you control a level 3 monster. But we just don't have those.
You can only activate the effect of Spore once per duel.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy effect.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, you had to get in the grave.
Yeah. Well... what now?
I don't know.
Do you want to see me open some packs with all these gems I got saved? Or like,
Yeah, sure.
buy things or whatever? Because,
You could buy that new set, see what you get.
yeah, alternatively...
If you want to try and build Super Quants or Warrock or Sacred Beast.
Yeah, I don't know about that, because I need to just focus on, like, finishing a single deck before I do anything like that.
Fair.
And there's still, like, a couple cards that I still need to finish off my Blue Eyes deck. I haven't even started collecting cards that I need for the extra deck, because there's a few Zix cards in there that I need, but haven't bothered collecting yet. I think right now I'm just looking to get a second Karma Cut. What was that list you sent me? A while back. Let me see if I can find it. Independence. All the way back in April 18th. So what do we have? Okay, so yeah, there's 2 Karma Cuts that I need. No, why did you open that in Chrome? Now my... everything is gonna tank. Okay, let's go to Firefox. Try to zoom in and see if I can see what this is. Okay, so I need 1 more Karma Cut. I need a copy of Ancient Rules. 1 copy of White Stone of Legend. And that's it. Just those 3 cards and my deck will be where it needs to be.
Uh-huh.
So let's do that then. Karma Cut. Let's get some packs from you. Do I do 1 pack at a time or just 10 packs at a time?
10 packs.
Karma Cut. Come on, chat, cross your fingers.
I love nothing.
Okay, what does it mean when 3 of them show up?
I have no idea what any of them mean. They seem to mean random things.
This is gonna suck.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of Valkyrie cards. I guess Valkyrie is the archetype from this set.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Well,
I'm telling you.
let's do it again. Oh, what do we got? Karma Cut and Death's Trap. Damn. Karakuri Cash In.
Sure.
Valkyrie. Don't care. We're getting really bad luck. This also might not be a good set. I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. I pulled a lot of this set to get the Trishula fusion there, but that's not a good idea. It was for a very specific thing.
Let's try again. Karma Cut. I'm gonna run out of gems and not get the Karma Cut.
Yeah,
Gotta love Duel Links and its economy.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to just get the specific card that you want.
Couldn't be. Could never. Why would you ever say such a thing?
All these packs are awful.
Yeah.
Look, we finally got a super rare. It's Triamid Sphinx.
Oh boy, Triamids. Everyone's favorite. Now, Triamids is a free-to-play archetype. So, if you want to build Triamids, you could do that. People will not like you, though, if you play Triamids.
Yes, but
They're
can
a
I win with
hardcore
it?
control deck.
Ugh. Okay. The last of my gems.
Let's go. Gems successfully flushed down the toilet. Yeah, actually, we've gotten quite a few of the Triamid cards. Maybe we could play Triamids.
Come on. What does this mean? What is the thing? Scrapyard! Great.
That's actually not a bad card if you ever want to play anything involving a scrap card.
It's the last. What did we get? Noah Summoner. It's not even an ultra rare with how sparkly it was looking. Well, we didn't get a single karma cut, and that was 1,700 gems. Jesus.
Welcome to economy.
Great. Fun. I love this game.
Yep, it's a good one. It's a good game. Made well, with love.
Well, I mean, what was that one you said? Triamids?
Yeah.
Could
I
we
have no
try to
idea how
build
build
that?
Triamids. Yeah, let's look something up.
I'll have to decide which character I'm gonna build it with.
The one you hate the most.
Bandit Keith.
Yeah, there you go. He's a pretty bad character.
He's got Barrel Dragon, though. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, toss a coin 3 times, and destroy it if at least 2 of the results are heads. Wow, that's awful.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Now, Desperado Barrel Dragon is much better. Desperado Barrel Dragon is actually pretty fucking good. Okay, yeah, look up Triamid. Okay, so 1 Sphinx.
Sphinx?
3... Looks like we didn't get enough of the Hunter. And we didn't get any of the... we don't have any of Triamid Master. And we're missing one of the field spells.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the trap. The trap is really important, actually. Okay, never mind. We can't play this yet.
So, what was that about this being a free-to-play deck?
You just need to pull more of that pack, apparently. The fact that it's all in one pack, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all in one pack. Those are just the SRs of the archetype. The fact that it's all in one pack and none of it involves a UR is pretty crazy, actually. It's not quite as free to play as Aeromage, which is like everything is in the card trader except for one card.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything is in the card trader except for dried winds.
Actually,
Which, by the
speaking
way-
of,
wait.
I'm gonna check where my Air Mage deck is at right now. Because I like built the very skeleton of it back when you first sent me the list, and now I since then have collected some more of the cards for it.
Uh-huh.
So let me find that list that you sent me. There's that pin of when you said I look like Haruka. Okay, Air Mages. It's gonna open Chrome again, because that is my default browser. Goodbye, Chrome. Okay, let's go to here. So might as well close that out. Okay, so what do I need? Let's just search for all my Air Mage cards. So I've got 2 of these, 2 of these, 1 of you. Okay, so that's all the Rosemaries. And that's all I need of the Bergamo, and I should get one more Angelica. But that's all the Kanangas I need. So I'm missing Jasmine. Yeah, I need the Jasmine. I need 1 Laurel. It's always insulting when there's this common that you need, but you don't have it.
Yeah.
Like commons, it feels like commons, at the very least, they should be the ones that are easily acquired. Like, or they should just give you all commons when you start the game.
Yeah.
And just need 1 copy of Martyrum. Now, I also need enemy controller, which I do have. Aroma gardening. All 3 copies of that. Oh, that's Aroma Garden. I don't have gardening yet. Gardening.
Important part.
Garden. Where's gardening? Hello? Where's gardening? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I don't have that. It is also common that I don't have.
Yep. I believe you get it from the card trader.
Oh.
You click how to obtain at this page as well. Oh no.
Fortress of Gears.
Well, shit. If we had known.
And then Raigeki Break. I believe we saw that I didn't have that one earlier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have that
Yeah.
one.
Humid Winds. I also don't think I have.
That's an important one. Dried Winds is an important one too, if you don't have that. Very back row heavy deck.
Don't have that. And Blessed Winds. Nope, don't have that either. Well, the good news is I have like a third of the cards I need. Slightly over a third. And the cards that I don't have that I need, most of them are commons. That's the only good news I have.
Good news.
So yeah, Air Mages is like one step closer to being complete.
That's one step closer, baby. Oh, you know what we can do?
What?
We can play the trial deck.
Trial deck.
Yeah. With the tour guide.
Oh, I forgot that person existed. I was like doing a few of the challenges with the tour guide. Yeah, like some of the duel quizzes when I was grinding for gems, when I was building Blue Eyes. So what, Shining Sunrise?
Yeah. Try out the war rock.
I'm feeling the flow.
Step right up to get smacked down.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Here goes. My turn.
Okay, so what do we got? War Rock Wento. If your Earth Warrior type monster battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can pay 800 life. Your battling monster gains 800 attack until end of turn. If this card is sent from your monster zone to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one level 5 or higher War Rock. Gactos. If an Earth Warrior type monster is normal summoned to the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so don't normal summon this card then.
Yeah.
War Rock Orphis. If you control no monsters, which I currently don't, or all monsters you control are warrior type monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If your Earth Warrior type monster battles after damage calculation, you can send one Earth Warrior type monster from your deck to your graveyard. Except this. Anyway, and Meteoragon cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. Cool. Is it the only way I can get this thing out by tribute summoning?
Yeah.
Doesn't look
You can see
good.
why this was made fun of a lot
Go,
in modern
Yuma.
TCG.
Yeah! I summon a monster.
But in Duel Links, I think this deck might actually be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Although not because of that card.
I activate my
Mainly because of
monster's
cards like
effect.
Cactos.
Go, Yuma.
Yeah! I special summon a monster.
And Fortia. And those field spells crap.
I end my turn.
What should our next move be?
Nothing.
My turn. I draw, punk.
Fuck you, Bandit Keith.
This is it. I summon a monster in attack position.
Isn't Bandit Keith the one where the meme is
My
like
monster's effect
all the world is
activates.
America or something like that?
I set a card.
You know the meme I'm talking about?
I end my turn.
I don't know.
Here goes. My turn.
There's like a meme that's a screen cap of someone saying like everywhere in the world is America. And I want to say it was maybe Bandit Keith.
Yeah. That's possible. I don't know.
Okay.
I have 69k channel points on your channel.
Nice. If your Earth Warrior type monster battles, after damage calculation, you can add 1 War Rock card from your deck to your hand. Except War Rock. Okay, so that's if it battles. That is also if it battles. Well, there's nothing for me to battle just yet, so I guess I'll just go with the strongest one, which is you.
Yeah! I summon a monster!
Oh? Oh, I can get Fairy King Ebedebe out. Once per turn.
Probably a few others.
You can detach 1 material from this card. All non-Earth monsters currently on the field lose 500 attack and defense. Oh yeah, there's a few things I can summon.
Oh shit, Zubaba General would actually be really sick here.
Sabrina, you're a good girl.
True.
So Cosmic Hero King Arthur. I don't know. Like, there's so much reading.
Hero.
There's so much reading.
Okay, read Zubaba General though.
Once per turn, you can detach 1 Zix material from this card, equip 1 warrior type monster from your hand to this card. It gains attack equal to the combined attack of monsters equipped. It does a thing. It does a thing. My brain is fried after all this
I
reading.
build the overlay
You have a
network!
really high attack
I exceed
card in your
Zubaba
hand.
Generals coming to fight!
Mm-hmm.
I use Zubaba General's overlay unit to activate its effect.
Zay! Hello, thank you for the raid. I guess this one?
For such a scuff stream, we get a lot of raids.
Yeah.
Like, get that big attack on there. Look,
Oh my!
TK,
That's a
TK,
big. That's a big dude.
I told ya.
End this duel, Yuma.
That's even bigger than the Neo something or other dragon in Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
The 4,500
How
card.
could I lose?
See that ass?
See that ass? That's what he said.
Yeah, he did. If anyone wants to go back and confirm that is what he said, you can clip that.
Yeah, he did say that. He did.
Oh, that is the deck.
See? Do you see what I mean when I say this card, the deck might be good in Duel Links?
Yeah.
Now the only problem with it is that most of the effects activate during the battle phase, and at this point in Duel Links, there's a lot of like turn 1 setups that are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it'll be good enough, but I think it's still pretty strong.
Yeah.
It has possibility.
Let's check the trader.
I wish
the
that they
arrows.
gave you a test deck for quantums. Because quants are really interesting. They're Power Rangers.
There's Aroma Garden. That's how I got my 3 copies of Aroma Garden, because they just are always here at the trader.
Yeah.
But what about the other one? Like, I've not
That one-
seen that
saw that
one
one-
at the trader at all, ever. It's never
Saw it.
here.
It was in a pack, remember? We literally just looked at it. It was in a pack.
Oh.
It was in that gear pack, remember?
Yeah, the gear pack. Oh, you know what? It's, what, 100 gems for a pack? We're like 10 gems away from getting that.
That's true.
Shh.
Actually, I think it's 50 gems for a pack.
Oh, is it 50? I thought it was 100.
Yeah.
Well...
I will resurrect the Pharaoh.
Why does he want to resurrect the Pharaoh?
Because that's his boyfriend.
Ah.
He needs to duel his boyfriend.
at the air mage. Here he is, Joey. Okay, what was the one that I needed? It was aroma.
Gardening. You won't get a pack, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And you need like a couple of it, I think. I think I had it at 3 because it's essential.
Yeah. How to obtain. Fortress. Oh yeah, it is 1 for 50. I get cause it's on sale. Well, let's try it. Well, I got a special something.
The sale doesn't affect the free-to-play currency. The sale affects its actual value price.
Oh.
That's a really good card.
Vision hero increase?
Yeah, that's absolutely essential for playing heroes.
Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately, we did not get any of the air mage cards. But if I want to build heroes, I have this. What do I even have for heroes? Probably not much.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just gonna
I will resurrect the pharaoh.
search. Sarah, you with your Dark Magician deck. Let's see heroes.
So, the problem with heroes is that there's 10 million hero cards, and there's
Yeah.
only 5 good ones.
Well, I
That's
do
not
have
true.
a
There's like 10 good ones.
few hero cards, not including these ones that aren't actually hero cards.
Good hero cards. Vision Hero Increase, Elemental Hero Stratos. You have 2 good hero cards total.
So I could do the thing that I did when I built the Dark Magician deck, which is just shove every single card that has the word hero on it into a deck and see how that goes.
It would be even worse than the Dark Magician deck you made. These cards, look at them. They're normal monsters. They're less playable.
I've got Elemental Hero
less-
Neos.
Yep.
It's
awful.
exactly just Dark Magician, except it's an Elemental Hero instead of Dark Magician.
Only good as a target for Neos Fusion.
You tribute summon this card face up. You can tribute traps you control as well as monsters. Aha.
I've never seen this Vision Hero before in my entire life. I think this is a fan-made card that slipped in by accident.
When this card is normal summoned, you can destroy all spells and traps your opponents control. You cannot special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card, except hero monsters. That's not going to matter.
Unless it does.
So Duel Links is just what I'm used to. I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Before Master Duels was even a thing, and so I started on Duel Links. And then I got into Duel Links because, like, before then I wasn't really into Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. It was just kind of like a thing that Ian played, and I was like, cool, I prefer Magic. But then I got this card. It wasn't a good card, apparently, but it was a card that let me get out Blue Eyes White Dragon beyond just the, like, you know, regular tribute summoning it, which is like, up until then, I'm like, why do any people play these cards? They're all terrible. You have to wait 3 turns before you can get out a Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's assuming that your 2 creatures survive. But no. That's not the point of Yu-Gi-Oh! The point of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to cheat things out.
Yeah.
And I started cheating out Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm like, oh my god, this game is fun. I am addicted to cheating out Blue Eyes White Dragon. And so I started building Blue Eyes. And there you go. That's why I play Duel Links.
True story. So like Duel Links is in a much better space format-wise than our old pal Master Duel.
Duel Links also has fewer floodgates.
Yeah, Duel Links has maybe not no floodgates, but almost none.
I have
Duel
not
Links
seen any floodgates at all in ranked.
So there is one. There's Ally of Justice, whatever the fuck it's called, and it's one that it prevents your opponent from special summoning light monsters. That's all it does. But the thing about it is that that shuts down Blue Eyes entirely. Ally of Justice Quarantine, that's his name. Yeah, Ally of Justice Quarantine completely shuts down Blue Eyes decks, which doesn't really matter because Blue Eyes aren't meta, except for this one time where they did the Vtuber Kaiba challenge, where they had a bunch of duelists like compete to duel the voice of Kaiba playing a Vtuber Kaiba, who of course plays Blue Eyes. So everyone came in with the fucking Ally of Justice Quarantine deck. So the voice actor was getting like really pissed off. He's like, I can't play.
Oh my god.
I think someone else was playing for him, and he was like doing the voice, like when he did the things. But like, oh my god, it was so fucking funny.
By the way, this is a card. This is the card that got me to like Yu-Gi-Oh! Draconic Tactics. Because, like, so, Blue Eyes White Dragon is a level 8 monster, and so the only way to get it out by normal summoning, which is like the only way that I knew playing the game, like what to do, because that's how you're taught Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You're taught Yu-Gi-Oh! You can normal summon one monster per turn, you can only normal summon up to level 4s, and I was like, well, why would anyone ever normal summon a 1, 2, or 3? Like, you just summon the highest level monster you can, which is a 4, and then the following turn you summon a 6 because you can only summon a 5 or 6 by tributing one monster, and if you want to go for an 8, you have to tribute 2. And it's like, okay, Blue Eyes White Dragon is just a terrible way of playing this. Like, it's a terrible card. But then, I discovered with Draconic Tactics, you can cheat it out one turn ahead. By normal summon, and then normal summon, and then the turn that you do that normal summon, you can Draconic Tactics to tribute summon. And the best part about this card, you don't have to have it in your hand. You don't have to have the Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand to get it out. You tutor it. And that's what got me to like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the fact that I did, like, it had the ability to search for the card that I get, and it had the ability to get it out sooner than I would expect you to be able to. Also, Blue Eyes Alternative was also a good card that I just was like, wow, this card is so good, because the only way to get it out is for you to have a Blue Eyes in hand. But if the stars align and you have this card in your opener as well as a Blue Eyes, you can just get this out into play on turn 1. A 300 attack card, level 8 monster on turn fucking 1. Okay, this card is good. Yeah, that's the thing, Jeremy. I see card games through the lens of MTG.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say that.
Because you know, it's all about scaling. It's all about, like, on turn 1 you get the weak stuff, and then turn 2 you get the strong stuff. or like the stronger stuff, until you get to turn 3 and turn 4, and it starts to snowball. That's not how Yu-Gi-Oh is. Yu-Gi-Oh is all about getting out the strongest thing as early as possible. But yeah. Also, another card. It's Mew! Yeah, another card. So yeah, it was Draconic Tactics, Alternative White, and here it is, Assault Wyvern. Hello! And Locke as well! Hello, thank you for the raid! Yeah, I love MTG. MTG was the first TCG that I fell in love with. Well, because, like, the thing is, in high school, one of my friends was like, hey, there's all these trading card games that all these people love. We should just, like, give them a try and see which ones we like. And so I tried Pokemon TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, which back then I had this, the whole mindset of, one normal summon per turn. You have to tribute summon to summon things higher than level 4. And that's all I knew about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was bored. And then I played MTG and fell in love. And so that's the TCG that I went with, was Magic. And so yeah, now every single card game I play, I compare to Magic. But, so, Assault Wyvern. You'll notice I also have this card in the Blue Eyes deck that I have, as just kind of a placeholder, really, but this was the other card that I had along with Draconic Tactics that made me fall in love with the game, because this card this was my only way of getting Blue Eyes on turn 1. My only way of doing so. I had to attack my opponent's thing, which is usually going to be weaker than 1800 on turn 1, and then I tribute my Assault Wyvern and get out Blue Eyes. The caveat being that I have to have Blue Eyes in my hand. So Draconic Tactics could be like a little bit more consistent with it, but Assault Wyvern I could still like get stuff out. Like I also had Dodger Dragon, which is another powerful level 4 monster that could just get out. Hello Hellhound. But yeah, that's the story of how I learned to like Yu-Gi-Oh! You gotta stop thinking about the normal summons and the tribute summons. No one does tribute summons. They're awful. Tribute summons suck. Yeah. They make the game boring.
They do.
So. Anyway. What now?
Now.
We are 5 minutes away from the 3 a.m. tweet.
That's true. Probably close to calling it too.
Yeah.
So we got a late start, but.
Yeah. You gotta hit the hay. You're probably tired after a long day of traveling. Yeah, that's also the thing, Godtet, is that I didn't know about the extra deck. Like, the extra deck isn't a thing that I learned about when I was learning the very basics, the core mechanics of the game. It was just like, again, it was just tribute summons and normal summons. And tribute summons are normal summons, just like different. So yeah, I knew nothing about fusions or Zix or ritual. In fact, back when I was learning was in, what year was it? Like 2013? Do you know if, Ian, do you know which of the extra deck type cards didn't even exist back in 2013?
2013, Synchros and Ixies existed. I don't think Pendulums were out yet. So it was just those two.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about those, or how the extra deck worked, or how to do things. It was just normal summon a level 4 monster, because there's no reason to ever summon anything lower than a level 4 monster. Why do they even print them? And then tribute summon your level 4 so you can get a level like 6. It's a boring game. I don't know why people like it.
So like the thing about it though is that tribute summoning was never good in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go back to the oldest days of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like the only time tribute summoning was ever good was when the first set was released. And then as soon as the second set came out, there was enough good spells and traps and good normal summonable monsters that it just became like big normal summon monster beatdown. No tribute summons. Get them out of here. And then you have like you get to like GOAT format towards the end of DM, like the Duel Monsters era, and like GOAT format, it contains exactly one tribute monster that's like popular, and that's the Monarchs, which require only one tribute.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get tribute summoned, they have an extra effect, and that's basically the only reason they're playable. like Mobius, when Mobius the Frost Monarch gets tribute summoned, it destroys 2 spells and traps that your opponent controls. Up to 2, not just 2.
And he also says it's Morbin time.
Yeah. So like, and that's pretty much it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Once you move away from GOAT era, you see like Ratbox, which was a deck that turboed out like zombie bullshit. And like those decks would sometimes play like Vampire Lord or Ryokoki, stuff like that, which are like tribute summonable zombies, but basically you were cheating them out with Pyramid Turtle. So like it's always been about cheating out these guys who are too big to summon. In a way.
Yeah. Also, welcome to 3 a.m.
Welcome to 3 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the thing is just like when we were learning the game, like we didn't even have anyone that played Yu-Gi-Oh to teach us the game. It was just us like looking at the rules of the game. And the core rules of the game are normal summon once per turn. You can only do it up to a level 4, and you can do tribute summons, and there's this thing called special summons, but it doesn't really get too much into detail about like what special summons are or how or like why they matter. It's just like special summons are a thing that exist.
That's because that's all in the card text. The special summon works exactly how the card says it does.
Yeah. So, like, that's all we really knew at the point, because we didn't have a Yu-Gi-Oh expert to explain the game to us. We were just like, well, summon a level 4 attack.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, and at that point, it was... Yu-Gi-Oh was in like a weird place, being run by Upper Deck, and I don't think Upper Deck did a very good job of like explaining all of that to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's sort of a weird situation because I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh should be a lot more popular than it is, but it really fell a lot, like for. Maybe even 10 years, you might say. It's only now just coming back, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I I feel like there is definitely some mismanagement,
Yep.
especially with like problem-solving card text not being a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
Until like it was like it was like a good at least 6 years, I think, into the lifespan of the game before they made problem-solving card text. And this is a game that came out in 2000, when Magic had problem-solving card text like already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or their own version. It was. I don't think they call it problem-solving card text,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing. Standardized card text. I don't know how long they would have had it by that point because I don't know Magic very well, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like the thing that, and this is like a little off topic to mention this, but like that's like the thing with Epic Game Store.
Mm-hmm.
Is like when you're creating a new product in a space where there already exists products that do the same thing that your product does, and you don't do the same things, you don't do at least as much as that product does, and then some to get people to invest in your product rather than that product. Why are people going to make the switch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like when Yu-Gi-Oh! It comes out in America, I don't know if they had problem-solving card text in Japan, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in America, when it came out, they should have had problem-solving card text because Magic already had that.
Yeah.
At least I think they did. I don't know the history of Magic, but they should have. They were around for like 20 years by that point.
Yeah, like, problem-solving card text and Magic kind of evolved over time. Like, they started doing it at one point, and then they improved on it, like, as the years went on.
But that's the thing, though, is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Just didn't have problem-solving card text until they made it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like several years where like the wording of Yu-Gi-Oh cards was entirely inconsistent from one card to another.
Mm-hmm.
There were cards that did not say that they targeted.
That is so weird.
So like it's really important to determine when a card targets and when it doesn't target.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And here they are printing cards that target that do not say the word target.
Sounds like translators focusing more on just translating and less on getting the point across.
Yeah, and that actually becomes an issue with like names as well. Like famously, Frog the Jam was named Frog the Jam because it's a slime that kind of looks like a frog. However, naming it Frog means that later, when Konami made the Frog archetype, Frog the Jam was technically a part of the Frog archetype, even though it's not supposed to be part of the Frog archetype. So they had to write on every single Frog card for a long time, except for Frog the Jam. Eventually they decided to just go back and rename Frog the Jam to something else, which is the easier solution.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with Red Eyes Black Chick. Technically it's not supposed to be a Red Eyes card, it's supposed to be a Black Dragon card, which is not an archetype at all. It's not supposed to be a part of an archetype. It's supposed to be Red Eyes support, but not part of the Red Eyes archetype, so you can't search it off of anything. So they had to change that one. They changed that one rather recently, actually. And then there's like, Summon Skull is supposed to be Archfiend of Lightning, and it's supposed to be in the Archfiend archetype, but it's called Summon Skulls. So now it's one of the few normal monsters that has effect text that says this is part of the Archfiend archetype. Fuck yeah, Kaiba. So like you get all these weird situations in the early days of the translators just like doing their thing, but then they kind of fucks things up because they didn't do it the right way.
Yeah.
And like some of this stuff is like you couldn't have seen this coming. but like some of it's like you didn't even get close to the actual meaning of the card here.
Yeah.
And we have, and like that's the thing is that despite the fact that the OCG and the TCG are two different formats, the rulings still have to match up. Because there is worlds where we combine our ban lists and play games together.
Yeah, it's interesting to wonder what might have happened if, like, maybe if Yu-Gi-Oh had been better managed and, like, was more clear about communicating that the point of the game is special summons.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
maybe I would have
the
gotten
anime
into
makes that-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think the anime makes that a lot more clear, and there is like an underlying assumption in Yu-Gi-Oh that you have watched the anime.
That's fair, because I have not seen that. Well,
Yeah.
like, I've seen a few, like, bits of it, because it was on, like, what was it, Cartoon Network, was it on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cartoon Network
it
at
was
the time.
on one of, yeah, it was on Cartoon Network, which I occasionally
WB
watched
Kids.
as a kid. Yes, I think I also watched that too.
And so you also get Pegasus singing the American national anthem for one of the ad spots on WB Kids.
Yeah, so like those were the channels that I remember back in the day when we used to have like TV channels, and you just kind of had to like see if something was on that you were
Flip
interested
through
in, and
Yeah.
occasionally there wouldn't be anything that you're interested in, so you just kind of have to like see what catches your eye and just kind of sit and wait for the thing that comes after the thing that's currently on and hope that's a little bit better.
And if you were at the beach house, there were only 2 channels that had anything worth watching, and you just had to flip between them and hope that something was on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was. So I think that's when I like briefly watched a few bits of Yu-Gi-Oh without actually watching. Like, I wasn't really paying attention because I was just kind of like being impatient and just wanting a show that I was interested in to come on.
Yeah. And like, so like the first series doesn't really emphasize special summons as much, but as it goes on, they get more and more special summoning
Mm-hmm.
to up the stakes. But like once you get to GX, there's special summons flying all over the place. And it only gets more so over time, because once you get to like synchro summoning and Ixie summoning, you have to special summon to get those monsters out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's when it really starts to ramp up.
Yeah, I think I need to
5Ds and Sexal.
watch the anime at some point.
It's good. I mean, like, DM is good. GX is okay. GX dubbed is awful. Just don't.
I'm just
People
interested
defend it.
in like the whole like what was the thing, like I saw, was it a tweet or a Tumblr post or something they shared one point a long time ago where it's like the plot of Yu-Gi-Oh is basically like Kaiba lost once to a kid, and so he becomes a capitalist like dictator to like try and like, and he starts his own like company just
Nah,
because
that's
he
not
lost
accurate at all.
once.
That's not accurate at all. Kaiba already had a company.
Something like that. I don't know, but
So the way Kaiba gets his company is actually, as a child, he was an orphan, and this rich businessman comes to visit the orphanage for a photo op to like boost his public image,
mhm.
because he's a weapons manufacturer. And then Kaiba challenges him to a game of chess, and if he wins, he has to adopt him and his brother. And he wins the chess match because he's not just a famous businessman, war profiteer. He's also a chess master.
Huh.
But Kaiba beats his ass. And it's like, now you have to adopt me. But then the businessman is like, okay, I'll adopt you. But if you're going to be a Kaiba, you're going to be a fucking Kaiba. gives him an incredibly abusive childhood where he puts way too many expectations on him. And so Kaiba becomes like the fucking smartest motherfucker around. But all he wants to do is play Yu-Gi-Oh with his Blue Eyes cards that he wants to have. And then Mokuba saves up money to get him a Blue Eyes card. And then and then Kaiba basically, it's so fucking good. Kaiba undergoes a hostile takeover of the Kaiba Corporation from his father. He buys out the shareholders. He convinces the other members of the company, like the board, to vote out Gozabura Kaiba in favor of Seto.
Oh my god.
And then Kaiba destroys every single bit of Kaiba Corporation and remakes the company as a toy company. Exclusively focused on cards.
Oh my god.
And he's still in high school. So he destroys all the weapons manufacturing plants and everything. He blows them the fuck up and builds a massive battle tower. He also starts building an amusement park because Mokuba wants an amusement park. And he accumulates the two of the other, because there's only 4 Blue Eyes White Dragons in existence, and he accumulates 2 of the other ones, so he has 3 now. But he learns that the 4th one is with Yugi's grandpa, and so he fucking goes to Yugi's grandpa and duels him and takes the card from him, and Yugi's grandpa like passes out. And so then Yugi has to duel Kaiba, and in the manga, what happens is Yami Yugi shows up, who's the spirit of the pharaoh in the Millennium Puzzle, and turns it into a shadow game, where when you take damage, you actually get hurt.
Oh.
And Kaiba's like, what the fuck? And so when he and then like Yugi beats him, but Kaiba already tore up the 4th Blue Eyes, so nobody can ever use another Blue Eyes against him. That's why he wanted the 4th one. He can't play it. He only got 3. He wanted the 4th one to tear it up so no one could use it against him.
I see.
But yeah, Yugi wins and gets the card back. But then fucking Kaiba's like obsessed with the shadow game stuff. And he's like, how can I recreate that with technology? How could I recreate being hurt by the game?
God.
It was such a thrill. It was such a thrill. And also, I need to get back at that kid for beating me because I'm the fucking champion.
So he invents Sword Art Online because he enjoyed the sensation of getting, like, the thrill of getting hurt.
Yeah. And also because he wanted to get back at Yugi. But yeah, that's where the holograms come from. They don't explain this in the anime. That's how. That's where, because they changed the story a little bit. But that's where the holograms come from. Is that he saw the Shadow Realm technology, the Shadow Realm like magic that Yugi used, and he used technology to turn it into like real stuff.
That's crazy.
And then he makes that amusement park. But he makes a tower in the amusement park called Death T, which is a section of the amusement park specifically designed to kill Yugi. And he forces Yugi to go through it.
Oh my god.
One of the things included in this Death T is just like a haunted house section where there is an actual serial killer in it. The anime is wild, the manga is wilder. There's a reason why I suggest the manga.
Jesus.
That's not even like, that's like the ramping up into Duel Monsters territory. There's stuff in season, like what's called Season 0, because it was actually made into an anime adaptation, which is called Season 0, because it's not actually part of the anime canon. but it was made and it is an anime, so they call it Season 0. It's actually made by a different company too. But yeah, Season 0 involves all the crazy shit that happened in the manga that wasn't card games, although it has some of the card game stuff too. It has like the Xing Sheng Hu arc, and it has the fucking guy who tries to rob the burger place that Taya works at. Who Yugi burns to death in a game of death.
Oof.
It's such a fucking good scene. I don't even want to say what happens in it specifically, because I want you to watch it. But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Like, you and I need to watch it together. Yu-Gi-Oh! Date.
If you watched it in and I don't think it's ever been dubbed, so it's just subtitles, and the voice for Yugi is a woman with a deep voice, and it's so fucking good. The voice for Yami Yugi, I mean. So when Yugi turns into the pharaoh, it's just like, oh, hi ma'am. It also gives Yugi extreme trans mask vibes, which is just I love it. I love trans Yu-Gi-Oh.
You're adorable. But
Yu-Gi-Oh, adorable.
Yeah, yeah, Magic doesn't have a piece of media that it's built around. The card game comes first. The card game comes first, and the media is just kind of built around the story that the card game is telling.
Yeah, you get like books, don't you?
We get books, and some of the books are decent, most of them suck, and there is like a series. There's a series in development for Netflix or something like that. I don't know.
Now, Duel Masters had an anime, and Duel Masters has a lot of Magic the Gathering cards in it, because it's the Japanese version of Magic the Gathering, kinda. But yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't know if any of the cards that made it into the anime were the Magic the Gathering cards, though.
Okay. In one of the things, like talking about the side story of Magic and like the books related to it. Have you heard of this? Like, there was 2 of the planeswalkers in the story were like, I don't know if this was explicit or if it was just hinted, because I didn't actually like follow the actual plot. That Nissa and Chandra were in a relationship, but then like one of the writers that they hired for writing the story of, I believe it was War of the Spark, was homophobic, and so he wrote that relationship out of existence by basically like saying, I think it was Chandra, he said, was attracted to like decidedly male persons or something like that. It was awful. Okay, I'm gonna look here. Okay, Magic the Gathering issues public apology regarding alleged straight washing. Go away, cookies. Alleged straight washing of Planeswalker Chandra. So let's take a look at this article here. Wizards of the Coast released a statement apologizing for allegedly straight washing Planeswalker character and series staple Chandra in recent MTG novel War of the Spark Forsaken. Outraged fans took to Twitter after reading the book, as many believed that the series' lore had previously implied that Chandra is bisexual or pan. Namely, through her frequently depicted attraction to fellow Lady Planeswalker Nissa. Below is an excerpt from Magic the Gathering book War of the Spark Ravnica, illustrating Chandra and Nissa's unique relationship. This time, her tears did not turn to steam. They ran freely down her face, and Nissa surprised her by reaching out and wiping them away with her thumbs. Chandra leaned against the elf. Nissa stiffened for a moment. Then she eases her body and allows Chandra to rest against her. She puts an arm around the younger woman's shoulder and even began to slowly, gently rock the softly sobbing Chandra back and forth. Without looking at her, Chandra whispers, "I love you too, you know." Nissa whispered back, "I love you as well, Chandra." That's not fucking subtext. That is, they are actively gay. Fans were torn whether the pair were romantically attracted or just extremely good friends. Oh yeah, no, just friends. Just friends. They're roommates. Either way, the character of Chandra was considered a much-needed queer character for the MTG fan community. In the offending passage of the new War of the Spark Forsaken installment, the book claims that Chandra had never been into girls, preferring instead decidedly male types. Although there had always been something about Nissa Ravane specifically, with whom she shared a thrilling chemistry, arcing between them like the one of Ral Zarek's lightning bolts. However, now everything's different, and it was over. Fucking God.
Hello.
They could have been gay, they should have been gay, they were gay, and then they hired a homophobic writer to make them not gay. Yeah, they are gay. The homophobic writing is not canon.
True.
But yeah. Should we end the stream? It's late.
Yeah. I will say there are canonical gays in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mm-hmm.
They're called live twins. Now, they say the twin is in the name, but that's just their VTuber name.
Ah.
The actual, well, not. So there's actual like canonical lesbians, and that is Exosisters, who each Exosister names another Exosister in their card text, and then that Exosister names the other one. So like they work with each other exclusively. In a relationship, you might say. But it's based on the stereotype of the lesbian Catholic thing, because that's what they are. They're battle nuns.
Ah.
As in they exorcist. They're like exorcists, but they're sister. They're as in nuns. So they're like, and their uniforms are based off of the S-class thing in Japan culture.
Yes. The entire thing that I wrote a 105-page long research paper on. Go on.
Yeah, their outfits are based on that. So they're gay canonically. Live twins are almost canonically gay, but obviously there's no it's all card text, so there's no way to confirm it or anything. But they're not actually twins because they don't look alike.
Well, one of my
the other evil twins, live twins, don't look alike at all. They're still quote unquote twins. So I think that's just their VTuber thing. Which, by the way, the concept for them is that they're VTubers by day, they're phantom thieves by night.
Well, one of my favorite Magic cards, I don't know if it's my favorite because there's a lot of good ones there, But my favorite commander, definitely, is Kinaios and Tiro of Melodis, which they're gay. They're based off of the actual like historical legend of two gay men that like I think it's like they sacrifice themselves to save Athens or something like that. And like they are actively based off of that lore, that historical myth, and like some card couples are ones that pair with each other. They're like two separate cards, but they play well together and they reference each other. These are two people in one single card. There's no way to separate them. They're together forever, and they're awesome. They're also a really good card.
Nice. As opposed to Yu-Gi-Oh! Also has the Ancient Warriors, which are all just like the actual people from the War of the Three Kingdoms, or like Romance of the Three Kingdoms novel. And you know all those motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's just the actual people. Like there's Loyal Guan Yuan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the actual historical figures, but they're Yu-Gi-Oh cards now.
Yeah, Magic has them too, from
And for some
Portal
reason,
Three
they're beast
Kingdoms.
warriors. They're not warriors, they're beast warriors.
Interesting.
I don't understand that. I was like, is it racist? I don't know. I think it's because they have animal spirits in them.
Could be.
Like they have the double dragon lords,
Yeah.
which are ancient warriors, double dragon lords. I don't remember who they are, but yeah. I think they just have animal spirits in them. But also, Japan has a long history of being racist towards Chinese people, so
Yeah.
it'd just be like, hey, Chinese people, they're like beast warriors, right?
Yep.
Maybe they just wanted to make more good beast warriors. I feel like Konami has been like really pushing beast warriors right now for some reason. Like they made the ancient warriors, they made Tri Brigade for great for beast warriors, and beasts and winged beasts. And they brought Fire Formation Tenki back to 3, and then back to 1, and then back to 2. Which is like it's a Beast Warrior Searcher card. And they brought the Zodiacs back temporarily, and then had to put them back away again. So I feel like they want the Beast Warriors to come back or something. But like strong. Somebody at Konami likes Beast Warriors. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And you know what? Oh, and they're making new for hires too. They're finally new for hire cards, which furries rejoice.
Hell yeah.
Because when I say fur hire, I do mean fur hire. That's literally that's the pun. Like that's the pun of the archetype. It's fur hire because they're all furries.
Love it.
It's so funny. They're not very good, and I don't know if the new cards will help that, but it is very funny. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's in kind of a weird place right now, and so is Duel Links, as you can see. I think Warrocks might be good. I think Quantums have a shot at being good too. We didn't get to see those because they didn't make a practice deck for them, but like I said, they're like the Power Rangers. And they can make so they basically, what they do is they do Ixie summons, and they make the Zords, and then the Zords can combine to make the Megazord.
I fucking want to play that deck just for the sake of the Power Rangers. Like, I don't care if it's good, I just want to play it.
Also, their names are funny as hell. Like, So like you have like super quantum red layer, or is it quantal? Are they all quantals? I don't remember. I think like you get, but like they're all like the basic ones are like super quantal, red layer, blue layer, green layer, stuff like that. There's also alpha Thaban, which is like a combination of Alpha from Power Rangers and just like a generic pet mascot character. Is it Alpha? Alpha Thaban's the Drytron, isn't it? Let me pull up the cards so I actually know what I'm talking about. Here they are.
We are talking Power Rangers.
Fairy Alphan. There we go. Fairy Alphan. And it's a fairy, and so it's like a combination of like Navi, the little animal mascots, and Alpha from Power Rangers. And it's like a really important part of it, and it gets you the main quantals, like quantal red or super quantum red layer, green layer, blue layer, white layer, all of them, and then you make the super quantal mech beasts, and then with those you can make super quantal mech king Great Magnus, who is literally just a fucking what was this? Megazord.
Yes, Spinel. I've like, as far as Power Rangers go, the two series that I watched as a kid and give me nostalgia are Dino Thunder, which was great, but what was even better and disappointing when I grew up a little bit more and Dino Thunder became the new big thing, and so there wasn't really anything of this anymore, was Ninja Storm. I loved Ninja Storm. The Green Ranger was my favorite. He was the whole guy that like went off and did his own thing. He was just like soloing everything. And then there was like the whole subplot of like the Indigo and the the Dark Red, whatever that one's called. Those two Rangers being like captured and well, not really captured, but like they were mind controlled, and so they were kind of like villains, but they weren't supposed to be villains, and like there was like that whole plot going on. And then of course we got like the main ones. God, Ninja Storm was so good. I loved the Game Boy game of it, even though I sucked at it. Yeah.
I actually don't know how you're supposed to make Super Quantum Mech King Great Magnus. Because it requires 3 level 12 monsters, which obviously you're not going to do. But it doesn't have a way to summon it, as far as I can tell.
There's no like polymerization type deal.
Well, it's not a fusion monster. It's an Ixies.
Oh.
Let's just see how to.
Yeah, the Thunderstorm Rangers. Those are the ones.
Quantal Mech King Great Magnus.
Man, thank you for the follow.
I have no idea how you're supposed to.
And like, if I'm being honest, the only way I know the plot, like, I loved watching the show, but admittedly, I wasn't all that great at following the plot because, like, the problem with watching shows and trying to follow a plot with it is you have to watch every single episode. And back in the day before streaming, if you missed an episode, well, good luck.
Okay, I see.
So instead, it was the Game Boy game that told me the plot because I attempted that game so many times and I just had the plot pounded into my head.
Cool. That's the optimal way to enjoy a series, I think, through Game Boy.
Yeah.
It's the field spell that does it.
Oh.
So first of all, the field spell says discard 1 card and target 1 super quantum monster you control. Those are the main deck monsters. Special summon from your extra deck 1 super quantum mech beast with the same attribute as that monster you control by using it as a material. So it's 1 card Ixies as long as this field spell's on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not a once per turn.
Nice.
So as long as you can get the super quantums on the field, you can do it. This is treated as an Ixie summon. You can send this card from the field zone to the graveyard and target 3 super quantum mech beast Ixies monsters with different names you control and or in your graveyard. Special summon 1 super quantum mech king Great Magnus from your extra deck, and if you do, attach the targeted monsters and their materials to it as material. So basically, the field spell is extremely important for the deck.
I see.
You have to have the field spell to make the Ixies monsters easily, and you have to have the field spell to make Super Mech King Great Magnus. Yeah. In other words, get the field spell.
Makes sense. And wait, is that a deck you said was coming to Duel Links?
It's already in.
Oh. I'll have to look into that once I'm done building the other decks that I am still painstakingly trying to build.
Wait. You can't even make him yet.
What?
Okay. So, follow me here. So you can send this card from the field zone to the graveyard, then target 3 Super Quantum Mech Beast Ixies monsters with different names you control or in your graveyard. So that means your board is full.
What's it called?
That Super Mech King Great Magnus. Or Super Quantum Mech King. It's separate words. Quantal will get you there. Yeah, it's the big one.
This guy.
Yeah. But this is the field spell. So you have to have 3 of the Super Quantum Mech Beasts on the field, and then special summon Mech King Great Magnus, and then they get added to it as material. So you have to have a 4th zone in order to summon Super Quantum Mech King Great Magnus.
What?
Yep. Or you can get 3 level 12 monsters on the field.
Because that's what I do just every old Wednesday, you know? Just your typical Wednesday. Oh look, I've got the 3 level 12 monsters. I don't know what to do with them.
So, I think what's going on here is that this card has been added in preparation of Vrain's.
Oh.
And when Vrain's World drops, we're going to get the extra monster zone.
Okay.
So
like, I've been wanting the extra monster zone for a while now.
Well, I should tell you the extra monster zone only extra deck monsters can go into.
Oof. Okay.
Well,
Never mind.
Actually, that's not entirely true. Pendulum monsters can.
Ah, okay.
But only ones summoned from the extra deck.
Still,
in fact, that's
could
gonna,
be
that's
useful.
gonna make the rule. That's gonna make the rule about pendulum monsters summoning from the extra deck a little more sense. Because when you summon pendulum monsters from the extra deck, they have to go to the extra monster zone.
Okay.
That's why they had the ruling that way in Duel Links. Because when pendulum monsters originally came out, you could summon as many pendulums from the extra deck as you wanted, just like from hand. In a pendulum summon. So like, it was just infinite refilling your board at a certain point. But that's why they changed it when they added link monsters. They're like, okay, we're making this extra monster zone, and now you can only put your pendulum monsters here. Unfortunately, when they did that, they also changed it so all other summoning types had to go there too. So you could only have 1 fusion monster on the field unless you had a link monster pointing to 2 extra zones. You could summon 2 fusion monsters instead.
Hello, it's Stargazer.
And then they changed that.
Long time no see.
Yeah, they changed that because everyone hated that, of course. So now only pendulums and links get restricted to the extra monster zone.
Uh-huh.
Everything else can go there, or can go somewhere else if they want. But yeah, this guy is gonna be ass until that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think Quants rather. I think Quant might still be playable until that happens. Just for the powerful monsters and the powerful Ixies monsters. Even if you don't get to make the big Megazord.
I've been pretty good. We are actually gonna wrap up here at some point.
Yeah, we just keep talking shit.
Yeah, we're just in podcast mode, I guess, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Power Rangers and the plot of the anime. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on that deck, and by I'll keep an eye on it, I'm gonna rely on you telling me when things are important for it.
Okay, that's weird. This person's playing the thing. Do they not know that they can't make it? Or is there some sort of exception for it?
Good question.
This person's playing it too. I'm looking on Duel Links meta right now to see what other people are doing for it.
Ah.
Yeah, I think they are just like playing it. Oh, this guy is so fucking smart. Oh my god, this guy is fucking 5-head. So the field spell says you have to discard a card to summon the Super Quant, the Super Quant beasts. They added Volcanic Shell to their deck as a discard fodder. Because when Volcanic Shell is in your graveyard, you can pay 500 life points to add another one from your deck to your hand. So once per turn, but that's still like 2 discards. And then next turn you get another one. That's so fucking 5-head. Yeah, I mean, they're just playing 3 blue, 3 red, 3 green, 3 Alphen, 3 Volcanic Shell, 1 Reborn, 2 Book of Boon, 3 of the Field Spell, 1 Treacherous Trap Hole, 2 of each of the Ixies, and then Great King Magnum Dong. And the skill, what does the skill do here? Cosmic Enlightenment. Can be used each time your life points decrease by 1,000 in the draw phase. Instead of conducting your normal draw, draw a random psychic type. Whoa! All the like rangers are psychic type monsters. Well, that's not true actually. The hell? No, one's a warrior, one's a spellcaster, and blue is a psychic.
Okay.
But blue is the most important one.
Okay.
Yeah, when this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Super Quant deck for your card from your deck to your hand. So it's a searcher. And that's any card, so that can be the field spell or the monsters. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this deck is really sick, actually. I'm gonna send you this one. Since you're interested. I think this deck is really nice and clean. Very heads up, I think. Yeah. A super fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they're all in the new pack too. So I wouldn't say easy to get because you got to get 3 ultra rares.
Yeah, it is a bit of a higher rarity deck.
Not only do you have to get, actually you have to get 5 ultra rares. You have to get 3 of blue and 2 of the red Mecha Beast. But you could probably just go with 1 of the red one. There you go.
I have so many Yu-Gi-Oh decks pinned in our DMs.
Yeah, I think this one might be pretty good, actually.
All right.
Especially if we get more of them down the line. Because I know there's like a white layer. White.
White. Well, nice.
Yeah. And honestly, I think War Rocks might be a decent budget option. Because like it looks like most of their stuff is SR and below, except for Gactos. I think Gactos is an ultra rare, and maybe Bachilios is too. But you only want one Bachilios, and you do want 3 Gactos. But like, I think, or maybe you only want 2 Gactos even, because it's the one that special summons from hand. Because you would want it, but you wouldn't want to play it as your starter. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You would want it as an extender. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the field spell is strong enough to make the archetype playable in Duel Links.
Well.
Yeah? You ready to go?
Yeah. You just kind of got on the Yu-Gi-Oh tangent and just evaluating decks.
Yeah, I was stun locked.
Yeah, you were. So, do you want to do plugs?
Hi, I'm Vampire Ian. You can find me at twitch.tv/TheEmpireIan. You can find me at twitter.com/TheEmpireIan. You can find me on YouTube, where I post videos. There's more videos coming. I'm on vacation, so you won't see me streaming. But when you do see me streaming, I'll have a much better microphone than I do right now. But yeah, there's videos coming tomorrow even. There's some clips going up, and next Friday there'll be a video, and next Saturday there'll be, the Saturday after tomorrow will be another video. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube, as well as following me on Twitch and Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Follow
Ian
hard.
is close to 1,000 on Twitter, so if you're not following, be sure you go follow right now. Do
That's
it.
true. I am close to 1,000. But you know what I'm also close to? I'm close to 100 on YouTube. If we could just get 25 people to subscribe to my YouTube, I'll finally crack 3 digits.
Hell yeah. So do that as well. Just, if you have a Twitter, which some people do, some people don't, just pop a little follow. And if you have a
And if you
YouTube,
have a second Twitter,
which most
give me another
people,
follow.
probably have a YouTube account.
If you have a Google
Do
account,
it.
you have a YouTube
Do it.
account.
just go to the Empire Inn on YouTube and hit the sub button. It's
And
that
take
easy.
your second YouTube account and follow me with no, I'm kidding. I don't think I'm legally allowed to say that. That could get my channel taken down, I think, maybe.
Oof.
I don't know. But if I'm joking, it's all legal.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
You're allowed to do that in Minecraft. But yeah, go
But also,
support our favorite
don't
Empire.
Don't bother with Twitch, because I'm not anywhere close to a milestone there.
But that's where you'll
Like, we're
find
like-
FriGay nights, normally anyway. Not
Yeah.
not this week,
For
but
now.
next time,
Until we switch back to Haru.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I think that's about it.
well, as for me, technically I'm on hiatus right now, but I did want to do FriGay nights this week, and the only way to do so was on my channel, so we did it.
We did it.
My hiatus will maybe end soon, probably. I don't want it to go too long, but, you know, I mean, good news is I am, unless, like, I'm in a better mental state than I was before I started the hiatus, so there's hope there. Yeah, so I may be back to streaming in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Ah. Haru returns. The return of Haru.
Yeah. Anyway. When we do the raid, there's only 2 people I'm following that are streaming right now. One of them is Seahorse. I think we're gonna raid Seahorse. But whoever we end up raiding, I do have a little raid message here. If my computer will catch up to me. There we go. Here's the raid message, which you can copy and paste. And if you're a sub to me, which you can also do if you want to support me, you can have this heart emote. It is actually the hug emote, but yeah. So, yeah, with all that, let's take it to Seahorse. Thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoyed it. They're offline? Oh no! Damn.
Rip.
I had them pulled up, but I guess Firefox is so slow because my computer is slow. Oh well, I'll find someone to raid. It might be Monbun then in that case. I don't know. Whatever. I'll figure it out in the end screen. I'll surprise you.
Live.
Bye bye.
Bye everyone.